And that brings us to our second and final semifinal game. Ohio State and Texas at the Cotton Bowl in Arlington, Texas. Ohio State is anywhere from a 5.5 to a 6 point favorite. At the time of recording, the over-under of this game is 53.5. I like this game much more than the previous game. We talked about Notre Dame, Penn State. If you do want to check back on that one, it might be a little too late, but we did have a video on that one as well. But I like this one a little bit better. Ohio State, beating Tennessee, murdering Oregon, and then Texas struggling a little bit with Clemson. I know it was a 14-point final there, but they did struggle a little bit. Clemson I think, had a chance to tie it late in the third, possibly there. And then really struggled with Arizona State, let them all the way back in, ended up winning that game in overtime. So I think it's pretty obvious to see an Ohio State team that has bounced back since the Michigan loss and a Texas team that's struggling a little bit. They struggled last year in the playoff, losing to Washington, who just wasn't great, and it kind of looked like Texas just didn't have the guys. So I'm going to take a shot here. I do think Ohio State is going to win this game, but I think it's going to be a 3 or 4 point Ohio State victory. So I'm going to take Texas on the spread. I think it's just way too easy, again, to take a Ohio State team that's firing on all cylinders under a touchdown against a Texas team that has not looked fantastic. So I like Texas to cover the +6, +5.5, whatever you can get it at. And on the little prop bet, if you can bet college player props, I think they go to Arch Manning in this game. I think this is a game where Quinn Ewers has some troubles early. So I do like Arch Manning to maybe throw a touchdown, but I like him more to run a touchdown. I think that's going to be your easier bet to find. So Arch Manning, anytime touchdown, if you can find it, would be my a little bit of a lottery pick for this game. But I do think Texas covers. I do think Ohio State wins. Kind of like this game quite a bit. I might make Texas a 2-unit play. Again, I do have a pretty big future on Ohio State to win it all, so a possible hedge situation here, and a possible situation where I win both bets. But I like Texas. How about you?
Yeah, I'm in the exact same boat. Before I really get into it, I'm just going to backtrack to last week. Really, you and I both kind of called exactly how these two games between Ohio State and Oregon, and then Texas, Arizona State would go. We both liked Arizona State, said could be a touch of a look ahead for Texas, even though it's a playoff. They didn't even know their opponent. Could have kind of figured Ohio State, but yeah, and I think Texas almost got caught. And then Ohio State, 5-unit play for me, biggest play of the college football season. Almost called the score correctly. I think I was 4 points off on Oregon. I had Ohio State's correct score there, or 3 points off Oregon. But yeah, really just had a good feeling on those games. And then you come into this one, and the public just looks at, like you mentioned, Ohio State blew out Tennessee, routed Oregon. The score doesn't even really do that game justice. I think it was over 15 minutes in. And then Texas going to overtime against Arizona State, which I think was a shock to a lot of the public. Again, you and I kind of had seen that one coming. I thought it was just not the best maybe spot there for Texas. So, yeah, I think public's going to just rush to the window, especially on Friday. They already, I think, kind of have. But especially on Friday, everyone is going to be betting Ohio State to get a third blowout here when Texas could barely even beat Arizona State. And they lost twice to Georgia, who couldn't even beat Notre Dame, and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I love Texas plus the points. I, too, though, think Ohio State wins. I still have Ohio State as my champion. I've had that now for I don't even know how long, many weeks, months. Yeah, I still think Ohio State wins. I'm calling 24-20 Ohio State victory. Yeah, really, really like the points with Texas, but I also really like the Ohio State money line. So I don't know what I'm going to do here. I told myself I was just going to roll over my 5-unit wager and winnings and keep rolling on Ohio State this game. And then if they won in the championship, but I'm maybe getting cold feet because I do like Texas plus the points. So I don't know. I might just do something weird, do like 2 units on Texas plus the points, 3 on Ohio State money line, and try the middle. I don't know yet. I'll tweet it out, but yeah, I like Texas plus the points as the official play, but I do think Ohio State wins the game.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. There are hypothetical lines out there right now for the national championship game. The winner of this game is going to be the favorite going into the national champion. Ohio State is a hypothetical 7.5-point favorite against Notre Dame, a hypothetical 8.5 points against Penn State, and Texas, hypothetical 3-point favorite against Penn State and a 2.5-point favorite against Notre Dame. So we did kind of say, I mean, you said it, I think one of the last episodes, that the winner of Ohio State Oregon was going to win it all. And I had a hard time seeing the winner of the right side of the bracket, the Ohio State, or sorry, the Penn State, Georgia, Notre Dame side of the bracket. I couldn't really see the national champion coming out of there. I much rather could see it, Ohio State, Oregon, or Texas. I thought it was going to be one of those three schools. And it's looking like, from a betting perspective, that that's going to be the case here. Obviously, upsets have happened. Not in the college football playoff, though. The favorites have won every single game, have covered every single game, except that Texas team against Arizona State, like we mentioned, which, again, might add a little bit more value to that Texas spread. Also, that the last I checked, it was at 5.5. I seriously can't see that spread going down any further. But if it does, then that really might make it a Texas big play on Texas for me. Because people are going to be pouring in on Ohio State. So we're already seeing some small reverse line movement here, which, again, does make me salivate a little bit. But I'm looking forward to both these games. Again, the one is, depending when I post this, the one might be already done. But really looking forward to these. We only have 2 games left, or 1 game left after this, the national championship game. We are in full swing for NFL playoffs. We should have our wild card video out on our YouTube page here, going over every single wild card game. We'll go over every single playoff game moving forward in the NFL as well. And then after college football and NFL, we will have a lot more different shows going for you guys. College basketball is ramping up. Ben and Bobby do their MMA, UFC. We might be adding some more hockey plays on there and NBA plays. Hopefully not too many NBA plays. I can't stand the sport right now, but college basketball is kind of my focus moving forward. I know that's Ethan's as well. So if you do need some more college basketball plays, make sure you check out our page. But until then, guys, enjoy the games. Enjoy the 5 fantastic days of football between the college football playoff and the NFL wildcard. Fantastic days we have here. Also, college basketball full swing if you do have time for that. But we appreciate you guys. Good luck, and hopefully you can all win some money. We'll see you in the next episode.
Good luck, guys.
You better start listening to the Better in Green podcast. You will not regret it. Trust me. And hey, I'm Dean Blandino.
Welcome to Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? Listening to cash out, that's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover old spot from the bottom to the top. Hey, shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Ben. Welcome to our podcast, Better in Green.